Hi everyone, this is Joe. Thanks for joining me. It's going to be a little bit less formal. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed the box breathing because I want to give you some tools that you can use right away for stress. That's one of the big things that people have been asking about. One of the other big things that I've been doing a lot more online, obviously, with the lockdown, is just my hypnosis sessions, my NLP sessions, my coaching sessions. So I am still blown away. I had a client about a week ago talk to me about just the fear that they had of hypnosis, and it just still, I guess, I'm used to it, and I try to understand, and I try to put myself out there because I deal with this all the time, and I understand just how unbelievably effective it is and how unbelievably safe it is. They were worried about getting stuck in hypnosis, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about what hypnosis is, what hypnosis isn't, and what an amazing tool it is. And I'm going to give you some self-hypnosis tips in the coming weeks so that you can use some of this stuff from home. And then you might find, and there's a lot of great therapists out there. I'm an instructor at HMI, at the Hypnosis Motivation Institute, and our program puts our students through an entire year and an entire half year of clinical internship where they get hundreds, some of them thousands of hours of working in a clinical atmosphere and study every aspect of working with somebody. So if you get with somebody that's really good and really well trained, you're gonna have an amazing experience. First thing I'll tell you about hypnosis is I've never had somebody that I've worked with that I've hypnotized, even if it was just for fun on the street, even if it was just for fun in a classroom, even if it was just for fun, a friend at a party. I've never had somebody come out of hypnosis and not say, wow, that was pretty, if in the very least, wow, that was pretty cool. Even if we were just showing them what hypnosis was, even if we were just going over, a quick induction to show them how powerful their mind is. And I think that I understand where the fear comes from because people see somebody like that's an amazing magician like a Darren Brown or somebody that's let's face it, there's a lot of funny stage hypnosis stuff out there, but it can give hypnosis kind of a bad name. If it's used especially in a clinical aspect, there's been times when again, maybe on the street or doing something where I've had somebody forget their name to show them just how powerful this is. But this isn't about making somebody cluck like a chicken. It's not about taking control over you. In fact, the big thing, and I try and stress with all of my clients in my coaching class and my coaching students that I work with, is that this is really about giving you more control over your mind. This is about creating a learning state. So let's talk a little bit about that. But I've never had somebody come out of hypnosis that wasn't just, in the very least, thought it was pretty cool, thought it felt great, had a great experience with it. And nobody ever gets stuck in hypnosis. It's just not that. So let's first talk about this. You go in and out of hypnosis often throughout the day. It's just kind of, if you've ever daydreamed, you've heard this example all the time when you're driving. So when you're driving, you're in this big peripheral kind of state, and that's very hypnotic. It can be very hypnotic, and if you've ever driven by your exit or driven home and gone, man, how did I get here? I was so obsessed with this thought. I was so focused on something else. So hypnosis is not sleep. You'll hear, a hypnotist say deep sleep, but we're not putting somebody to sleep. We're putting them in a kind of really special state where it is both hyper-focused and hyper-relaxation. I like to think that it's like that zone, it's that flow zone. It's you get very similar aspects to it. You get time distortion. I will have somebody come out of maybe a 20-minute session of doing hypnosis and think that it was 5 minutes, or maybe they just have no clue how long it is because you're so lost in focusing on something. When we're little kids, we're in that state of learning, that constant state of learning, that hypnosis, all the way up until our teens and late teens, but really up until the age of 8. That's why little kids, when they're playing dinner or doctor or tea or whatever, that they're there. They're absolutely involved. They're there. Their imaginary friends are there. They're really engaged in that. And you can get to that point almost like in a dream state, but it is in a waking state. So it's not quite asleep and it's not quite hyper alert. And what happens is your brain goes through different brain waves. I've done tapes on this. You know, if you're in sleep, you're in what's called deep delta. You're in resting. You're pretty much not conscious, right? You're unconscious and you're asleep. But you do go through dreams, and in those dreams, several things happen. Your learning from the day gets processed and locked in, right? So what we need is like trigger events that focus us during the day. You're trying to learn something, and then you need to sleep, and the chemicals that happen during the sleep and the brain waves that happen during when you sleep, those help you to learn something, right? I play guitar. A lot of times I'll try and learn something, I'll go to sleep, or I'll sleep on it for a couple of days and I'll come back. And even though I haven't practiced, I've got it down, right? And I know you've all experienced this in a skill that you've tried to learn. So hypnosis can do that much, much faster because it's taking the benefit of the stimulus, which often is giving, the hypnotist, the therapist is giving you these suggestions. That's why it's so powerful for stopping smoking or behavioral changes, or for, helping you to change your state in terms of, becoming more positive, in terms of dropping negative self-images. Things like that are amazing under hypnosis, because what's happening is we are hyper-focusing you and creating learning. And then that learning is getting processed very, very quickly and locked into the subconscious. It's becoming part of your subconscious programming. So we're reprogramming that very, very quickly. We're doing the focus stimulus and then the deep relaxation that locks that focus stimulus and that learning state in there, okay? So when you're asleep, it's the deep delta waves and you're processing what you learned during the day. And when you're hyper alert, like some of you are right now, maybe I've already put some of you under a trance. 1, 2, 3, open up, open up your eyes. If you're in that hyper aware, you and I are having a conversation, we're talking. That is called the beta rave. And that's, kind of where I'm at right now. That's that hyper focused, hyper alert. Not that you have to be hyper, but you're focused and you are alert and you're aware, and you are you're interacting with the world, okay? Now, somewhere in between there, you have alpha and theta. And as you drift from very, very high awareness into deep delta and sleep, you pass through these, and you do it throughout the day. If you've ever been in a movie and cried or laughed or gotten lost in the story, right? Those are just images that are flashing very quickly in a bright light. And we know that logically, but we get lost in that story. We get immersed in that story. And that is a form right there of hypnosis. So we talked about the road hypnosis. We talked about daydreaming. There's times when you daydream. The one thing that I get asked all the time is the difference between hypnosis and meditation. And I'll do that in another tape because I don't want to go too long here. But if you have something that you're trying to change, if right now you're experiencing an incredible amount of stress, hypnosis is an amazing tool. So it's one of the tools in my tool bag. I use a lot of different tools and cognitive things along with my coaching clients, with my clients, in terms of what we teach. And you can check out some of my courses online. But if you're interested, get with an amazing clinical, certified hypnotherapist. All of our folks are members of our union and, really have rigorous training. Go to somebody like that. Go to somebody that really knows what they're doing, and there's really great ones out there. You certainly can contact me. Now, the one big advantage of everybody getting online is I can work with people from all over the world. So I don't just have to work with people here in the Los Angeles area where my studio, where my offices are. I can work with people from all over the world, and they can be comfortable from their own home. So again, in the coming videos, I'm going to give you some more on self-hypnosis. I have a video, an hour that I did that's on my Facebook page on a class. I'm sorry, it's not an hour. It's actually much longer, where I go through self-hypnosis, and it's on the HMI Facebook page as well, the HMI website. If you want to check out some amazing stuff on there, you can go to HMI's website or their Facebook page. And there's lots of great free courses on there. If you're in the area, you can stop by free courses. And now we're doing them Zoom as well. So there's going to be lots of resources to help you help yourself. But if you feel like you need, or want, not even need, but you want some extra help, there's plenty of great people out there that can use this amazing tool for habit control, for stopping smoking, for giving you confidence. One of the best things right now that you can do for stress. Right? I gave you the breathing technique, real quick breathing technique the other day, but hypnosis. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. It is an amazing feeling because you are releasing also a lot of those endorphins. So you get this amazing sense of focus, this amazing deep relaxation. It's a learning state. And for those of you who maybe aren't as up to their meditation yet or things like that, it can be something that guides you in. You've heard of guided meditation or guided hypnosis. So I hope that helped. I hope that might have allayed some of your fears. If it fired up any more questions, go ahead and leave the questions for me because it gives me more ideas for these videos. All right. I enjoy making these. I love getting your questions. And I'm really, really passionate about giving you guys some tools that you can use right away to help your life. All right. My website also is called The Mind on Purpose, so you can go to YouTube if you found this somewhere else. Please like it, share it, all that stuff that they talk about. I guess I'm supposed to ask that at the end of these videos. But more important, all of this is about getting your mind on purpose, getting you on purpose. I always say that you're either in reaction or you're on purpose and you're living your life on purpose. Everything happens in this world. They say everything happens for a reason. I say everything happens, find the reason. Find the reason that works for you. Find the reason that serves you. That's what we work on at The Mind on Purpose. And that's what I like to work on with you guys. All right. Hope this helped. I look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks.